The organizational meeting, 2014, date January 14th, 2014, time 7 p.m. at the Altona Town Hall, Altona, New York. Supervisor Ross called the meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance, board members present. Supervisor Larry Ross, council members Jeannie Bushy, Ronnie Lavarge, Herbert Terrian, James Fountain. Others present, Deputy Supervisor Ellen Montgomery, Attorney Joseph Lavarando. Oaths of office were taken by Jeannie Bushy and James Fountain before this meeting. Resolution number 1, official appointments. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted. The following appointments for the 2014 year were as follows. Official town banks, the National Bank and Trust, Ellensburg, New York, and Bank North, Shazy, New York. Official newspaper, Plattsburgh Press Republican. Deputy Town Clerk, Ellen Montgomery. Deputy Tax Collector, Helen Russell. Records Management, Carol Relation. Register of Vital Statistics, Carol Relation. Deputy, Ellen Montgomery. Highway Superintendent Deputy, Nicole Terrian. Deputy Supervisor, Ellen Montgomery. Budget Officer, Larry Ross, at $535. Audit, the annual report, Melinda Guerin, $321. Clerk to the Town Justice, Darla Bilo, $3,060.13. And Sandra Lambert, $3,060.13. Secretary to the Supervisor, Melinda Guerin, $34,535.66. Dog Control Officer, Lionel Freyer, $6,748.56. Custodian for the Town Hall, Gerald LaFountain, $2,618.26. Code Enforcement Officer, Thomas Montgomery, $8,997.05. Zoning Clerk, part-time, Bridget Coolidge, $3,059.10. Town Historian, Bridget Coolidge, $545.90. Roll call 8. Resolution number 2, replace attorney. Motion by Herb Terrian, seconded by James Fountain. Motion denied. Herb made a motion to replace Attorney Joseph Lavarando with William Fargo. Vote, Larry no, Jeannie no, Ronnie no, Herb yes, Jim yes. Resolution number 3, attorney appointment. Motion by Jeannie Bushy, seconded by Larry Ross. Motion adopted. Jeannie made a motion to reappoint Joseph Lavarando as town attorney for the town of Altona. Vote, Larry yes, Jeannie yes, Ronnie yes, Herb no, Jim no. Resolution number 4, confirmation of all board appointments. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted. The board confirms all previous appointments. Vote always. Resolution number 5, review board appointments. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Jeannie. The motion was adopted. Board of Assessment Review members, 5-year terms. Christopher Blair, from 9/2015. Crystal LaFave, 9/2016. Randy Beach, 9/2016. Marie Bulris, 9/2017. And Mary Ann Wood, 9/2018. Youth Commission, 3-year terms. Steve Thune, 12/2016. Sam Lajway, 12/2014. Jason Bushy, 12/2014. Mindy Guerin, 12/2014. Claire Lambert, 12/2014. Deanne Gregory, 12/2014. Zoning Board, 5-year terms, Ryan Blondo, 12/2016, Carlton Trudeau, 12/2015. Dean Lajway, Chairman, 12/2018. Greg Spinner, 12/2016. Matthew Cook, 12/2016. Clerk of the Board, Dale Bridget Coolidge. Vote all ayes. Supervisor Ross appointed the following board members to be contacts for the following: Youth Commission, Jeannie and Jim; Park, Herb and Ronnie; Highway Department, Jim and Ronnie; Insurance, Herb and Jeannie; Senior Citizens, Ronnie and Jeannie. Resolution number 6, Life Flight. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted. Authorization was given to the supervisor to enter into a contract with North Country Life Flight for the purpose of providing emergency medical services for the critically ill and severely injured patients of the community. The service is provided by a New York State Police helicopter based in Saranac Lake. The amount of $100 is approved, which represents the town's share of the 2014 year. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 7, Park Manager. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie. Motion was adopted to appoint Gail Wolcott for the 2014 year with a salary of $8,534.58. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 8, Pre-Audit Authorization. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Herb. The motion was adopted to authorize the supervisor to pay the bills not requiring a pre-audit as explained in section 118 of the town law. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 9, Mileage. Motion by Herb, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted to pay 40 cents a mile for approved travel for town employees. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 10, Association of Town Dues. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted to pay the dues for the Association of Towns in the amount of $700 for the 2014 year. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 11, Senior Citizen Bus. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Jeannie. The motion was adopted to approve the amount of $2,000 for travel for the senior bus group trips. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 12, Annual Financial Report. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Herb. The motion was adopted. The annual financial report to New York State is to be used as the supervisor's financial report. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 13, Highway Superintendent Dues. Motion by Herb, seconded by Ronnie. Motion was adopted. Approval to pay the annual dues in the amount of $150 for the New York State Association of Towns Superintendent of Highways. Vote all ayes. Motion to adjourn by Ronnie, seconded by Jeannie. Vote all ayes. Respectfully submitted, Carol Relation, Town Clerk. The regular town board meeting, date January 13th, 2014, time 7:45 p.m. at the Altona Town Hall, Altona, New York. Supervisor Ross called the meeting to order. All board members are present as previously noted. Minutes of the closeout meeting on December 31st, 2013 were read and accepted with the corrections of the absence of Herb Terrian. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Jeannie. The vote all ayes. Resolution number 14, Engineer. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Herb. The motion was adopted. Supervisor Ross is authorized to hire an engineer to consult for the construction of the town garage and salt shed. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 15, Supervisors Association. Motion by Herb, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted. Approval was given to pay the yearly dues of $100 to the Supervisors Association. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 16, Clinton County Health Department. Motion by Ronnie, seconded by Jeannie. Motion adopted. This agreement is made between the Clinton County Health Department and the town of Altona for the purpose of providing a site for clinic services on pre-scheduled days and times for residents of the community. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 17, Supervisors Report. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Ronnie. The motion was adopted to accept the supervisor's report as presented. Vote all ayes. Resolution number 18, Patty Bulrush Day. Motion by Jeannie, seconded by Jim. Motion was adopted. The board is happy to declare January 24th, 2014, Marie Patty Wilbur's Day on the occasion of Mrs. Wilbur's 100th birthday. Vote all ladies. Resolution number 19, transfers. Motion by Herb, seconded by Ronnie. The motion is adopted. The amount of $37,037.58 is approved to be transferred to the general money market account number 9564. Vote all ladies. Resolution number 20, approval of bills. Motion by Herb, seconded by Jeannie. Motion was adopted. To pay the bills as presented. General fund, $67,217.76. Highway fund, $73,103.23. Streetlight district number 1, $1,023.16. Streetlight district number 2, $127.84. Trust and agency, $66,716.15. Total, $208,188.14. Vote all ladies. Motion to adjourn by Ronnie, seconded by Jim. Vote all ladies. Respectfully submitted, Carol Relation, Town Clerk.
Entertain a motion for accepting the minutes. Need a second?
I'll second it.
And a vote, please. Herb,
Yes.
Ronnie,
Yes.
Jeannie,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
Okay, on your agenda, number one, I'd like to switch and put Judge Lambert's annual report, which is number 10, up to number 1, so he won't have to sit through the meeting if he doesn't want to. So if the board doesn't mind, Mr. Lambert, you can go forward.
There.
Thank you.
I got one over here.
Right now, we have $2,200 in bail money. As everything's listed right here in the book. Okay, 3 numbered receipt forms collected, yes. Everything, yes. Our last recorded receipt, number 6525 of $45. Next section are all yes. The last recorded deposit was on 2/4/14 of $2,108, which I deposited in the bank. The last month was 2014 January. And the next two are yes. The next one is, do we get our canceled checks back? We never get our canceled checks back through the court. Are all checks recorded up to date? Yes. Our last recorded check, number 1155/2004 of $3,341. $3,341 right there. Next page, our whole bank accounts reconciled promptly after the bank system. Every month, we reconcile our deposits. The last one was 2009. The next side is all bail money maintained, like I told you. And everybody wants to see them, there's 5 of them here.
Judge, you mentioned, you said the last one was reconciled in 2009, you meant February 9th, 2014?
Yes. Okay, docket and case files. That whole section is marked yes. If anybody has a question anytime, feel free to ask me. Next one, accountability, both yes. Last determination of accountability was on 2/9/14, January 20th, 2014. The next section, all reports made timely to the Division of Criminal Services, yes. Have we ever got notice of a late filing? Never. The next page, the first three are yes. The last report submitted was January 20, 2014, dated 2/4/14 of $3,341. Information is provided to T-SLED every Tuesday night. Has the court ever received any notice of late filings? Never. Are reports reported to T-SLED the courts maintain utilize? Yes. How many cases are reported to T-SLED? How many cases are shown pending in T-SLED? We have 211 cases left in our files. That's including our scoffing and our fine money. Scoffing, if we get a ticket, when we get a ticket, either by mail or off the computer from the state troopers, we give them 90 days to answer the ticket. If they don't answer the ticket in 90 days, we send their name to Albany to have their license suspended. Once they get their suspension notice, Albany will give them a due date. How many times, Carol, have you got a phone call? I gotta take care of this, why? I'm gonna lose my license. Well, you had 90 days to take care of it, plus the suspension days. Don't cry, I got it. You weren't worried about it 90 days ago, why worry about it now? And we got 120 and our tickets that we have to be entered yet. Any questions?
You have your cash receipt book?
Yes, right here.
Cash disbursement book, just take a look, see. And I know everything's up as far as on time, in a timely manner, because we've taken in,
And this is the money that we've taken in. The names of the fine, everything is there.
Judge, what's the longest amount of time that we can hold bail money?
It's usually 6 months.
6 months?
After that, the money goes to town.
I'll go sit down.
You gotta make a good effort. You gotta write to them, tell them to have bail money available. The only way I can refund bail money, they have to come to court, they gotta show me their license. Make sure I'm giving it back to the right person. You say if Ronnie posts your bail, Jim comes in and says, I want his, I can't give it to him. The only person I can give it to is the person who made the bail. That's the only way I can return it. And then I keep 3% poundage, and that goes down.
in your deposits. And you're right, I've been on the receiving end of some of those calls, so I know what you call it, financial calls.
Yes.
I want to also add that Justice Lambert also handed in a monthly report, because he needs in every month, his financial report. And got that.
Don't tell him I said.
Everything you gotta have. yellow slip that you see, Jeff, that's the amount of money we send it to the bank. What money I get on a Tuesday night is deposited on Wednesday morning.
Yes, yes.
Looks very neat and very much in order.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good job.
Just doing the dinner special, so doing names a couple times.
Pardon?
Doing the names a couple times. Doing a dinner special.
And also, if you notice in my checkbook, a lot of time, not a lot of time, but some of the time, people will send $1, $2 more than the fine is. So we send them a rebate check right back. And we come to cash it as soon as they can, and if they don't, it becomes corrupt, it's up to jail. The money does.
They probably do cash it though,
Some do, some don't.
really.
Everybody all set with
Any
that?
other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Make note of that in the minutes. That I can do this financial report also, a monthly financial report. Thank you, Justice Lambert.
You're welcome.
Number one on there, Hattie Boris sent us a nice card thanking us for the plaque. And it says, thank you for remembering my 100th birthday. I never expected to have a day named after me. Thank you, Hattie. So that's quite an accomplishment to make it that one. In the B condition, she said. That's pretty good too. Okay, number two on there, Fire District 21. I've been to several meetings about Fire District 21. There's still a lot of things up in the air. The Supervisor Ellenberg and Supervisor Clinton and I all met. Supervisor Ellenberg is doing some research on other ways to go about it, and also requesting a detailed budget from them, and let me see if that's the end. There's a budget, and he wanted their bylaws, and also their board was self-appointed. He wanted to make sure that was right. I also researched, and I had Mr. Lavarendo research for me that, to see if if it was legal to enter into a contract with just one company, and because it's an ambulance service, not a professional service, it was legal. Which ordinarily you have to go out to bids, and that's what I was worried about. Everybody would put all that work in and then not end up with the bid for it. Would be a shame. And so it is being worked on. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for us to pass anything on it, being that we're just a little tiny sliver of it. If Ellenberg doesn't pass it, we would look kind of crazy passing it without them. We got a handful of members. So I'm working with him as he progresses through it. We'll definitely be on board at the right time once we get all the questions answered, and be sure that it's the right thing for the people. Any questions on that? Okay. I guess the next thing, when we do decide to do this, we have an order to pass, and it's all drawn up. Mr. Lavarendo got all the paperwork ready in order, so we're set. If it materializes, we're ready to go, so not a problem. Youth Commission, we had our drags that we use at the field got stolen, we can't find them anywhere. They must have turned them in for metal, because they've been there all these years, and all of a sudden they're gone, and we looked all over the place for them, can't find them. They picked out what they could get by with in here, so I need a motion of the board to pick out something. Now that we know that they're going to take something like that, we'll have to find a new home for them. We can't put them beside the diamond like we always have in the past, so. If we get something similar in here, to have it on hand for then, it'd be not to exceed $1,000. It's, he didn't go extravagant, he got just what could do the job, or picked out what could do the job. So I would need a vote of the board to do that.
Is he already purchased it?
No,
No.
we're just waiting for permission from the board to do it, if that's what you want to do.
I'll make a motion to purchase the drags for the park,
I'll second it.
but he knows what he already wants, right?
It's all
It's
picked
all-
out there.
And they are, it's drags or rake or what's it called?
Well, I'll give you
Very
the
good, great.
idea what it's called.
Out of the landscape drag.
I've got some I'm gonna give him with spring tooth ones that he had, those are gone too, the old spring tooth ones they had set. I've got a set of those, this is called,
Maybe somebody to know where
it's
they
called,
were,
Yeah.
because they weren't visible.
Oh.
Nanny drag.
Was it?
They were in
Drags.
that, they were in the long grass by the school. I don't know if they
Nail
were there.
rollers.
See it.
Yeah.
Are you sure they're not
You're
still?
still
And steel mat drags, so that's, I guess, just.
Yeah, it's just drags.
They were gone.
And this is for maintenance
Before
and
it
stuff.
started.
Yeah, pardon me.
Yes, they were gone before we got this.
And it's not to exceed, what's it, 100?
I
Check everywhere.
roughly added up, I think, $1,000.
Not to exceed 1,000.
That's pretty close, I wonder if I should put a little bit more to that when we added up in my head. Yeah, put 1,200 just to be, because if I do that, then we can't afford to pay
$1,005 will go.
$1,200.
And can we vote on that, please? Larry?
Yes.
Jeannie?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Highway garage, March and I met with 2 engineers, and no one's gotten back, actually 3 engineers, no one's gotten back to me yet with a proposal. I have a steel building that Samples is putting out, that's an engineered building, so that would cut down on the engineering costs. He's putting together a proposal, I met with him also. This is a steel building, but it's also lined with wood, so you can insulate it and side it and that kind of thing. It looks like it would be a good building, I wanna know more about it, you know, as I see if it's something we can afford. We put together our wishes and that kind of thing, and we'll just get an idea, and then if we have to cut, we'll cut from there. Mr. Sample told me that, Fred, for your information, we were getting smaller doors except for that one or 2 bays. He said that, there wasn't hardly any difference between an 18-foot and a 20-foot. So he says, it wouldn't make sense not to get the 20s and just have less space in between, but a bigger opening to get in. So that's just for your information. I also, when we did the grant for the salt shed, Liz Tedford got a hold of me, and she talked to a girl that I met in a meeting about grants, this Renee Hottie, and it's a USDA Rural Development Grant. And she said, the way we're set up with our income level that here, we'd be eligible for like a $50,000 grant, and then the rest would be a low interest loan. And I didn't like the idea of a loan, but it's another avenue if we get caught and need to go a different route, that gives us an option.
Did they give you a proposed price?
What's that?
A total price, did they give you a total?
Nobody
price?
yet. There-
No,
No one yet.
on the salt shed either?
No. So that should be forthcoming. The salt shed we'll hear about, he said spring or early summer, and then the grant on that, and then the other guys, I thought we'd have some of the engineers' quotes back, but we didn't. Insurance claim, the ice ripped off our vents, and then it got water inside all the offices, of course, and ruined some stuff. I've been working on that. I need to find a contractor to give me quotes for replacing, up inside our drop ceiling in the offices, all mold. So I gotta get somebody to give us a quote to take that mold out of there and I guess re-sheet rock it and then put our drop ceiling back in. And so far I haven't had luck getting anyone in there, but I will. We had Marty's carpet come, he said the carpet wasn't moldy because if it was, it would be black. And we don't have black spots, so he did give us a quote on those. As far as, so far, we had the telephones that were damaged. It was the answering service, right? The answering service was damaged, and I can't remember the price of that. Was it? It was at $9. Actually, got a better one, $9. And then we had 3 boxes of printing paper and then one box of the large printing paper that got damaged. And the maps in the assessor's office, it was $168 to replace those. And I guess what would be beyond our, I think we got like $1,000 deductible, so what would be beyond it would be taking care of the mold.
Do we know if the roof situation or whatever the cause of the mold, do we know if that's taken care of before you just?
I don't think it is.
Market?
I don't think it is taken care of at this point. Dean Destel worked on it a little bit. I guess he tucked the insulation in and he put new soffits along the bottom and he fixed the 2 vents, but I noticed the ice straight back up and I went up there Friday and put 50 pounds of salt back up there to try to get that so we wouldn't get full of water again. And I guess we didn't get the water, but ice cubes are still sitting there, so I don't know if it worked or not. I don't think it was worth my disc going back out for doing it, to tell you the truth. But I had to try something. I didn't want that water to run right back on everybody's stuff, so I did that. And to answer your question, I don't think that it's fixed at this point. He thought he had it because he went up and pulled the insulation. I don't know what else to do to it other than, I know in the spring we'll probably have to put new tin on it because that tin's about had it. And it wasn't put on right originally. It should have had slats underneath it so that air could get under there, and it doesn't. It's flat to the plywood, and I guess that's what's giving us a lot of the trouble. So,
Yeah, but also if you pull the insulation away from there, that's part of what's letting the heat go up and that's what's making ice also, isn't it?
no, well, you're supposed to get it so it's ventilated so that the cold air goes in and keeps the top of that cold, so it doesn't keep thawing and running down. Apparently, that's what I understand it. And, is that right, Herbie?
Yeah, right, it's gotta be vented.
We put the vents
Actually,
in.
what they should do is put some fans in if it's that critical. They can put fans in and pull the outside air through the top of the attic. And that would actually do it.
How would that work? What would you do there?
Well, it would actually, you wouldn't have the 2 temperatures, the hot and cold, it would actually pull the heat out of the attic above the insulation.
So where you would set them on top of the
On
insulation?
the end of the buildings, a fan would pull the air through.
Maybe that's something we can try, I don't know. We're not having very good luck the way we're doing it, that's for sure. And I didn't intend to fix it until we took care of the problem, but I wanted to get quotes, because we got a time limit to get the quotes, that's the only thing. She took pictures, you took pictures, right, Lindy, of all the mold. And it's an unhealthy situation for our people to work in, I don't want that. So that's where we're at on that. I'm trying to find a couple of more bids on that so I can get it into the insurance company. And maybe that's a suggestion if you give me a little more specifics.
Sure.
Annual financial report is next. We, Mindy got that in, that's probably the earliest we've ever had that done. And as far as we know, it had one little error in it, she fixed, it was one error, right, she fixed that, and we're waiting for them to get back to us. And that's probably the earliest we've ever had it, so that's a good job by Mindy, and unless they come back and say it's no good. But I anticipate it's pretty good, because they only found one quick error. But they're on their own time schedule as far as that goes, as far as letting you know what's going on. I was very happy to get that in. Number 7 on here, Feinberg Park. We got some work that has to be done in the spring. The bathhouse on the hill needs to be painted and repaired. It's in quite bad shape, I guess. The floors need to be painted in those, in the showers, and also in the concession stand. And there's trees that we have to get cut. We also have signs and ropes that have to be, those float ropes, we gotta get some more because they all got washed away in that storm. And we had that flood. So that's stuff to look forward to whenever we get some decent weather to get involved with that.
We still get the inmate services,
We have been pretty lucky, I don't know.
so we can get them up there in spring, go through it.
They'd be good ones to go in there and paint and clean, I think that'd be good. New mirrors, she said. Maybe they're just getting older, they don't wanna see what's in the mirror. I don't dare tell you.
Already done.
It's already done. She's on vacation, she's not gonna see that TV.
He'll save the show.
When they were here looking at our carpets, apparently the guy's wife worked for the copiers. They said, hey, your copiers are old. So I've been getting calls one after another on our copying machines. Yeah, we purchased the big one in 2007, and Lockrose was the one that called me, and then our own company that we had done business with came up because they got a new guy. So I said, what is it with the copier? Everybody seems to know. But he said the one that we have there is probably can get parts for one more year, but after that it probably won't. It was purchased in 2007, and he thinks that the one like we have is going to be on state contract this year. Just to let you know, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you can keep them too long and you're having a lot of problems. That one's important to us because every office is tied into it. And I don't know what we'd do if it didn't work. But at any rate, Lockrose wants to give us a quote, and so does Office Systems, and I said, go ahead. I don't mean we're gonna buy anything, but we'll just see what's out there and what's going on. Next thing I have is the dog control officer's report. He has 39 hours, October 1st to December 31st, the year 2013. He had 39 hours, invested 174 miles. He was called for 4 dog bites, 5 missing dogs. Cats and dogs total calls 42. He used the town truck, so he didn't charge mileage, and that's it. That's his whole report, which is good to have. So make note of that in the minutes that we have his report. We have a shared contract, shared services contract from the town of Clinton. I guess that's just informational because we don't do anything back. I mean, we don't have to do anything with that. They just sent us one that, what it is instead of buying equipment, they can share equipment, share men, whatever the case may be, whatever happens out there, we can react to it with more force that way, I guess, with equipment and personnel. I'm gonna skip the supervisor's report and approval of bills until I get through some of this other stuff I got right here. I'd like the permission from the board to get a Sam's Club card because we can buy our cleaner there, And there's other things that come along, there's some heaters I wanted to get for the girls' offices, I think we'd save a lot of money by having a couple of them. I might have found another way around that. And I'd like to, we got, our new time clock out there. But whenever I buy something there, I gotta pay the tax out of my pocket because it won't do that unless you have a business card. So, there's quite often there, well, we got the tables there before, and the chairs came from there. I think it would be worth the while to purchase it. I think it's $45. So I need a vote, or,
So that, getting that, that'll give you tax exempt status
Yeah.
on file there.
right, so you can buy stuff actually. Any other questions on anybody? So we need a motion.
We got a vote on that?
Yeah.
We need a motion first.
I'll make the motion.
In a second, please.
I'll second.
In a vote? Jean?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes,
Jim?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Clinton County Treasurer's Office put out a paper that shows all the money that they sent to the town through the year, and each of you should have a copy in your folder. That's money sent by the county. Jim and Jeannie, you need to do those 3-month calendars. I don't know if you've started or not, but if you haven't, you started.
I haven't
And
started.
if you don't know, yeah, it's kinda hard to do that at first, and maybe you can get some pointers from her because she's been through it
You
once.
got you started?
I think so. I'll get with you after and make sure I'm doing it right though. Actually, that wouldn't.
And, town pickup came in, we picked that up. And the undercoating was done on it, so it's got a 10-year warranty on paint and against rust and paint problems for 10 years. And it was paid for out of your money market account. One that ends in 0998.
Was that the crown line rust proofing?
I don't know what they call it. Do you know what they called it, Fred? I didn't get to go down there, but it's a 10-year warranty on it, whatever it is. It's one that Ford puts out, or they do it down at the garage before you even drive it on the road. I can tell you more when it comes in. Just calls it paint sealant and undercoating. They didn't give me the name of it. He told me that I asked for the paperwork. He said it'll be mailed to us, so. So that's, yeah. I got a letter from Time Warner. The rates are going up. And they're doing that bundling, so it's hard to tell how it's gonna affect, each person's gonna be affected differently. But the rates are here, but just so you know, if people start asking what's going on. And they gave a reason for it, here, let's see. It says, one of the factors driving is the rates for TV networks and programming providers are charging us to deliver your favorite channels has risen to new heights in the last year. So, it's out of, he's trying to say it's out of their control, but they're trying to save you money through bundling. I guess everybody's heard about that on TV, so. If anybody wants to see that, the rates and stuff are there. Northern Insurance approached me, I think it was last year, they wanted to put in a bid, but they were too late. So they came this year, they wanna put a bid in for the insurance, and I told them, go ahead and write one up. The, competition never hurts anything, so they're gonna do that. So we'll be hearing from them shortly. I'm in the process of writing policy for collection and recording of deposits and money. I haven't got it all done yet. I want to run it by the auditors. I also want to run it by Joe and just make sure that we have everything in place that they're looking for when time comes on that. And let's see. I guess the supervisor's report's the next thing. Everybody should have their supervisor's report. And I need a motion on the supervisor's report.
I make a motion to accept it as written.
I'll second it.
And a vote, please. Jeannie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Herb?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Let these go.
And we also have various reports in there for you to keep track of. Bank reconciliation report. We have the general fund details of revenues report. We have the highway fund trial balance report. And with all these reports, it's easier for everybody to help keep track of where we are with our finances. You'll be getting these monthly, plus also there's one in there that has the log from the fuel, and Fred's gonna start using a stick to measure the fuel in there on I guess on a daily basis for a while, at least, and that was a request of
Did
the
you get your
auditors.
conversion chart? Did you get a conversion chart for your tank?
I think I gave it to me in inches, you didn't go 8/16. Though you were showing me how to
Right,
figure it all out.
yeah, you gotta go to the closest, yeah, I know.
You got measured every day, or?
He's gonna break it down, Herbie's gonna break it
I'm
down.
making a new chart. Another thing, one question about the fuel. Are we on state contract, the prices?
We're not, because the state contract was more than what we were paying.
We paid $3.10 in Malone for heating fuel, and we're
$3.10.
paying like, I believe it's $3.77, I seen on the bills tonight.
That was supposed to be 335 the last time we went through that. Fuel.
Yeah, $3.35 is what we were paying. And it was less than the state contract was. When we get locked into that, you have to take it, or else they fine you, so. I know one time Smith and Son was cheaper, and I was on them, and we had signed a contract to do the state contract. Boy, the woman really ripped me for that. She says, you will buy it through so and so. I don't think so. She said, she was right. I had to. But, yeah, he's so far either matches it or he's better than they are, so. And then we gotta pay the bills, international bills.
I make a motion that we accept the bill as
I'll second it. Jeannie seconded it.
And a vote, please. Jim?
Yes.
Ronnie?
Yes.
Herb?
yes.
Larry?
Yes,
Jeannie?
Yes.
we'll take that paper and sign it. You have a paper.
You were talking to me?
Yeah. And there was some confusion about the Noble money for the fire department, and Carol kept track of all their check. We got a copy of it, and we got a copy of all the receipts that they paid in to hand to the fire department, so they'll understand, you know, what they're getting and where it came from, kind of thing. That should clear up any confusion on that. And you'll see that we paid the fire department up already, so through the tax collector today, in today's. Everybody signed the bills?
He's
Still doing it? We also got Judge Bilo's monthly report, financial report. She can make note of that. Linda does it. Any board members have anything to bring up?
Not here.
Anyone else?
I'm just checking the house.
Go ahead.
I'd like to thank you for the agendas to begin with, I appreciate that. Fred, I'd like to thank you for the clearing sidewalks. My only question is, what's wrong with the section between the post office and the church hall?
They're supposed to do all of them today.
Oh, okay, I didn't look at it tonight when I came in, so, okay,
Okay.
good, no problem, thank you. Purdy Road status,
Should be hearing any time on the status of it. I haven't heard a thing lately. That was supposedly all settled, but we didn't get the final paperwork.
because we still have a locked gate.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like I said, the official word didn't come back yet. They had it all worked out among all parties, but it didn't come back.
Okay, just some observations, town highway garage. The purpose of getting an engineer is to study the site, study what you need to design a building that's proper for the site and proper for your needs. And to be talking to Sample, you're putting the wagon before the horse, because Sample's the contractor or the provider of a building. You're assuming his building's gonna fit and going to fit everything and be right, and you're bypassing engineer, and that's craziness.
Not necessarily true, Randy. I met with the engineers also. Talked to both the engineers first. They're giving me a detailed quote, and Sample just called me to have me look at this building.
Okay, I'm just throwing that thought out, because you're talking two different levels, is all I'm saying. Thought on your roof, hire an engineer. Hire somebody to take a look at this, analyze it, decide what needs to be done. Because we can hire a contractor, he's gonna come in with, and I'm not criticizing any contractor, I'm just simply saying, he's gonna come in with his ideas of what's the best way to solve it. If it isn't, we're back at step one, and we haven't looked at the whole thing intelligently as to what's causing the problem, what's causing the mold. And I've had engineers look at jobs for me, and not engineers, excuse me, I've had contractors look at jobs, one will tell me one thing, the next one will tell me something different, the third one will tell me something entirely different. And we're wasting our money, and it's just a thought, I throw it out to you. Why are we accepting a bid on insurance? Do we go out for a bid on insurance every year?
Not every year.
Okay, but if you're going to go and get a bid from Northern, then shouldn't you be talking to not only our present insurer or insurance provider, but other insurance providers to get bids from them?
Yeah, which we are.
And then the other thought that I've run into over the years on different boards is if you're looking at insurance, the best way to do it is to get some insurance agent or agent is the best way to term, I guess, who's gonna analyze those bids for you. Because I don't know about you, but I look at my insurance policy, I can't understand half of what they're writing. You know, they got Joe beat. I mean, they can put more legalese into there than anybody's ever thought of looking at. And it's just a thought. I know the college, community college did this. And Park also did it and saved a hell of a pile of money in both cases they paid the insurance person a little bit of money, and he analyzed it and came out with, actually, the best bid, lowest bid wasn't the best deal, because it just wasn't giving us the coverage that we thought it was. And it's just a thought I pass on to you.
I think in the past that we have used Curtis.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Well, that's not an option.
Anyone else? Any more comments? I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Jim second. Okay, thanks folks for coming in.